Look, I could do a lot of build-up on this, but I'm considering this video more as a warning than a review. And so today I'm warning you, Godzilla King of the Monsters sucks. It straight up sucks. I fucking hated damn near every moment of this complete fucking waste of time. I hated it when I went to bed last night, and I hate it even more now that I've gotten up this morning. I hate it because I love Godzilla, and I went into this thing with super high hopes for wanton rampaging and gleeful destruction, and what I got is a bunch of bullshit. Bullshit in the marketing that lied, bullshit in the incompetent writing with terrible lines, and worst of all, some of the shittiest monster fights I've ever seen. Every genre, every film has to be evaluated on its own merits. You don't review a Bergman film in the same way you review a vampire movie or a Mexican wrestler movie. You go into each experience expecting different things, and it's snobbery to apply the same aesthetic yardstick to every single movie. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm a fan of giant monster movies, and I know what I'm talking about, so I hope that my fellow monster movie fans will heed this warning. There are only 3 things I ask of a giant monster movie. I want to see the monsters in wide shots so that I can see their scale. I want long takes so I can appreciate the glory of looking at them. And I want those shots to be well lighted so that I can clearly see the monsters. That's all I ask. Is that so much to ask? Is that too much to fucking ask? Clearly it is in Godzilla King of the Monsters, because in this piece of shit movie, I got none of those things. Nada. Nothing. Zippity fucking doodah all doodah day. This movie didn't give me anything that I wanted. 2 of the 3 fights, and there are only 3 big monster fights in this whole movie. 2 of those 3 fights took place at night. One of them in a snowstorm at night, so the lighting was dim. Strike 1. Every single monster battle they shot with a camera that wasn't only shaking, it was jerking around. And to add sodomy to insult, they'd cut between shaky close-up shots every second or 2, so you have only a vague idea of what's going on. You almost never get a nice, steady, graceful, wide shot of the monsters fighting. At one point, something shocking happens in the fight, but I had to just catch a glimpse of it for a second and then ask myself, did I just see that? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure of what I saw because it was all so goddamn sloppy. And even though it was a shocking thing that happened, I truly didn't care. Because I was bored out of my mind, just desperately hoping for a good, clean, steady shot of the monsters I came to see that would last more than a fucking second. God damn, I hate this fucking movie. Strike 2 and strike 3. I suspect if some fan were to go into this travesty and at least steady the camera so it wasn't always jerking using motion steadying technology, instead of all this bouncing and shaking, you might at least be able to see the monsters. But as it is, this piece of trash failed every single modest benchmark I set for monster movies, every damn one. But you may not care about that. You may like shaky cam shots. Okay, fine. Everyone feels differently. Then, if that's the case, you might well ask me, at least, was there a whole lot of monster footage? There was, right? Wrong. People don't believe the lies from the reviews. I got very excited when some reviews were saying there was too much emphasis on the monster battles and not enough human interaction. Bullshit. Talk about bought and paid for reviews. Look, I didn't time it out, so I could well be wrong here. Because when you're bored out of your mind, desperation does weird things. But my gut feeling is, I feel like there was maybe a total of the 2.5 hours of running time. Out of all that time, there was only about 30 minutes of monster fights. Like I said, I could be wrong about this, but it felt that way. The film is definitely mostly people I care nothing about talking about their gizmo, a device called Orca, that allows them to influence the monsters in various ways, or doing other shit I can't be bothered to talk about, but I'm telling you, I counted 3 monster fights in this whole film, and all of them are between the same 2 monsters, though in 2 of them a couple of other monsters join in a half-assed kind of way. The plot? Annoying, often repetitive, and occasionally really dumb. The dialogue? Garbage. The acting? Meh. The characters? Completely worthless. I didn't care about any of them in the slightest. The monsters? They look great when you can see them, which is rarely. But somehow that makes the movie worse, because you know there's great stuff up there on the screen if only the incompetent filth that made this utter waste of time would just hold the camera steady from far enough away with long enough takes for us to see the monsters. So that's my warning. I loved Kong Skull Island, and I really liked the first Godzilla movie in this franchise, so if my aesthetics line up with your own, you'll trust me and stay away from this movie for your own good. I went into this movie jazzed and desperately wanting to love the hell out of it. And I came out of there bored, bitter, and furious. What a waste. Here's a lesson for all future filmmakers in this genre. Godzilla is supposed to lay waste to cities, not to my evening. Stay away. You've been warned. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay fucking angry.